Hi, my name is Ruta, and today I'm answering question: are humans becoming less emotional in modern society? So my answer is yes and no. I believe that some people become less sensitive, less emotional, and some people becoming more sensitive and more emotional. So what is happening, in my opinion, is this. Now, as society, especially modern Western society, we're experiencing lots of stress. The stress comes in the form of marketing, of social media, of news, of technologies, of being able to access everything at any time. So we have so much ideas, so much demands, so much subjects, people, organizations, and the topics that wants our attention, that we are kind of like constantly bombarded by that. Even like our jobs. For example, we have an email, right? Let's say we're working in a corporate environment. We have an email, and we also have the email on our personal phone. So even when we're not really at work, we can still see even that. So what's happening? Our nervous system is experiencing a lot of it's kind of like a bombarding type of experience. It's experiencing lots of incoming triggers, and the triggers doesn't have to be like a extreme triggers, but anything that kind of like pushes the buttons in our emotional system. And if we were to take everything in, or lots of us, we feel like we would be completely overwhelmed. So people choose subconsciously, based on their past experience, one of two things. One is to become more disconnected, to become less sensitive. And two, people become very much involved in something. They become very emotionally attached to something, and that thing they kind of filter out other things, and they kind of become dedicated to these things, and then sometimes they become very, very super emotional about those things that they care about. Of course, there is another group of people who probably uses healthier adoption mechanisms to all of this by probably prioritizing and filtering through. But I think majority of us, we're exposed to so much that we by default we choose to so we disconnect and we switch off by becoming less sensitive. So we kind of like removing ourselves, our nervous system, from reacting to all of these triggers and things that kind of affecting our nervous system. So yes, part of us, I believe, humans in the modern society becoming less emotional as a result of that. However, there is also good thing and bad thing. So the more disconnected and more disassociated you become, the more disassociated you become from your own emotions, from your own feelings, from how you feel, because then you are able to bear and to kind of go through more. But it's because you become kind of like thicker skin type of person, so less sensitive, and also less sensitive to your own needs and to your own sensitivities, right? And also the good news, which might not look like a good news if you just look at that, lots of people, when they kind of start to disconnect and dissociate from their emotions and sensitivity, at some point they're experiencing crisis, because once you're disconnecting, this kind of like an inner void, sense of life becoming empty and meaningless increases. And then the person hits the crisis, goes to psychologist, goes to therapist, turns into spirituality, and kind of starts to reclaim their inner self, their inner sense of emotionality, sensitivity, and kind of becomes more emotionally healthy again. So I think, yes, more people probably choose to do that. But however, I believe that everybody has a capacity to reclaim their emotional sensitivity and emotionality in a healthy way. Because if we're gonna continue to kind of disconnect from each other, we will not be able to build our society in a healthy way. Like right now, it's actually pretty dysfunctional, you know? Anyways, just to kind of wrap it up, yes, I think probably more people becoming less emotional, but I think it's a coping mechanism, and I think at some point we're gonna hit the level of people becoming less emotional, and you know, we're gonna kind of realize that, you know, we can't really survive as species if we continue to do that. And I think lots of people are already kind of waking up and reclaiming their emotionality right now because of that exactly inner void and inner sense of something missing and something lacking, and life not feeling as beautiful and fulfilling as it could be. So I hope that helps, and I will see you in